Yo, what is going on, guys? It is TFM here, and today I'm back with another video. So, guys, you read the title correctly, and it turns out, despite how bad the Eagles have actually been, they still have a realistic chance of winning the NFC East. And the reason why I want to focus on the NFC East is because for literally every division, there's like 2 to 3 teams that are in, and there's like one team that seems like they're eliminated. I want to focus on this NFC East because this is the worst division in football, and anybody can win this division still, even though it's been like 14, 15 weeks. Somehow, the leading team has 6 wins, and that's the Washington football team. So, I want to focus on this team right here, the Philadelphia Eagles. The one Super Bowl winners in 2017. They can still win their division, and they can still make the playoffs. And here's how. Let's just get into it. But before we do, guys, as always, hit that like button down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you guys happen to be new around here. We are so close to hitting 100 subscribers, so if you guys would, go drop a sub really quickly. I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's just hop right into it. Alright, so if you guys look at this division, anybody can win this division. However, I think the Eagles are going to win this division, and I really do think they have a realistic chance. But if you guys take a look here, if you just Google NFC East standings, you guys will see this screen. We're going to focus on these 3 teams up here. So we're going to look at the Washington football team first. We're going to look at the rest of their schedule. If you guys look down here, their last 3 games, the Seahawks, the Panthers, and the Eagles. This is going to be a very crucial game right here because both teams are really close. This could potentially be an NFC East title. The Washington football team, they need to lose one of these 2 for the Eagles to actually have a chance and win this one. If the Washington football team wins Week 15 and Week 16, then they're probably not going to win the division. I think at that point, Washington would have clinched the division actually. So the Seahawks, my guess is that they're most likely going to lose. As good as Washington is, Seattle is just a much better football team all around. I think Washington is going to lose this one, which is good news for the Eagles. Because in order for the Eagles to win this division, they have to win out. Because of how bad they started, because of how bad they are right now, they have to win their final 3 games. Most likely the Washington football team is going to win this game against the Panthers. The Panthers, they do have a pretty decent offense, but they are rebuilding, and Washington seems to have really picked up the pace over these last few games. So I think this is a win for Washington right here. And finally, this game, we're going to look at it later. So we're going to look at the Giants before we look at the Eagles. So this one right here, the Browns at the Giants. The Browns, they've actually been doing really surprisingly well with Kevin Stefanski, and they played really good football against the Ravens. That was a close game, so I think the Browns, they're a lot better than you guys might think. So I think this was going to be an L, and this one is also going to be an L because it's the Ravens. Even if they beat the Cowboys, that's only going to put them at 6 wins total. And the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles are both aiming for about 7, so that would put them in 1 game behind. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll just show you. So basically, look right here. They're going to beat the Panthers, which will put them at 7 wins, and if they beat the Eagles, that puts them at 8 wins. Same thing with the Eagles. If they win out, it'll put them at 7 wins. So I'm just not going to consider the Giants here. But we're going to look at the Eagles, because this is a team that I'm saying is going to win this division. Even though ESPN, they don't really give them that high of a chance, I think the Eagles can actually have a realistic chance of winning. So if you look right here, the final 3 games for the Eagles. Eagles at the Cardinals. This one is not an easy out. Kyler Murray is a really good quarterback, but it is definitely possible. They were playing literally the best team at the time in the NFC, and they beat them. So I think the Cardinals, it's a much easier matchup than the Saints. I think the Eagles are actually going to win. The Saints have like the number 2 defense. Cardinals defense is like middle of the pack. I think the Eagles with that dual threat in Jalen Hurts, I think they're going to beat the Cardinals. Both quarterbacks are going to run like crazy. Both of them are going to run for a lot of yards. They're both really exciting quarterbacks to watch, but at the end of the day, I think the Eagles can actually win this, and they do have a realistic chance of doing so. Now this one, the Eagles at the Cowboys. Last year, this was the division game right here. Last year, this game determined the division, but because of how bad the Cowboys are, I think the Eagles have a fairly easy chance here against the Cowboys. This is like very realistic for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys. So they have to win these 2 games. And then the Washington football team, they would be at 7 wins, but this game right here, if the Eagles beat the Washington football team, the Washington football team's still going to be stuck at 7 wins, and the Eagles, they're also going to be stuck at 7 wins. But then you might be wondering, what about the tiebreaker? Is there not going to be a tiebreaker because they're both at 7 wins? Well, no, because if you look here, the Eagles, they tied against the Bengals in Week 3. So let's just say the Washington football team, they lose against the Seahawks, they beat the Panthers, and they lose against the Eagles. Then that would put them at 7 and 9. The Eagles, they just win out, so they would put them at 7, 8, and 1. They would be a half game ahead of the Washington football team. No need for a tiebreaker. The Eagles can really win this division. Their hardest game is going to be against the Cardinals. The Cowboys are going to be a fairly easy game. And the Washington football team, that is going to be the division tiebreaker. That is going to be the division game winner. Whoever wins that game in Week 17, that is the team that's going to take that playoff spot. That's the team that's going to take this division. So just to recap, Eagles win out. They finish with a 7-8-1. Washington lose to the Seahawks, beat the Panthers, lose to the Eagles. That makes them 7-9, and that means they lose to the Eagles, and the Eagles will take that divisional crown once again. Whoever wins this division, they're only going to have like 7 wins, 8 wins if you're lucky, but Washington, if you beat the Seahawks, well, then it's definitely over for the Eagles because the Washington football team, they're going to beat the Panthers. And if the Eagles lose just one game, well, then it's game over for them because Washington, they have the upper edge. They have the upper hand. It is still possible, but the Washington football team would have to lose to the Panthers. And the Panthers, they might not be a horrible team, but Washington is playing way better football than them right now, so we'll see how this goes. But the Eagles, I think it's way more realistic than that if you just look at their schedule. They have a realistic chance of winning out, and a Washington football team, they're probably going to go 7-9. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Drop a like on it, subscribe to my channel. If you guys happen to be new around here, we're trying to hit 100 subscribers, so please help me hit that number. With that being said, it's been TFM. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you guys in the next one.